Elementary Chinese Reader 3, Lesson 45. Let us read the exercise. 练习数度下列词组并扩展长句子 Using the phrases, we have to make sentences. Let us take the example. 写日记 This is the phrase, and we have to make a sentence using this phrase. And the first part, the example has been done. Let us read this sample sentence. 我每天晚上都写日记 I write diary every evening. Moving on to the next phrase, which is 表示感谢 express thankfulness. Using this phrase, we have to make a sentence, which could be he expressed thankfulness for my help. Next phrase is 终于实现 finally realized or finally achieved. After a lot of hard work, I finally achieved good grades. 学习的机会 opportunity to learn. This is a phrase and we have to make a sentence out of it. So the sentence could be Beijing University gave me a good opportunity to learn. 表示欢迎 displayed welcome or welcomed. So we can make a sentence out of this phrase something like when the guest arrived, the host displayed welcome. renmin 影响 is hero, people's hero. So from this phrase we can make a sentence like Mao Zedong was people's hero. 高大的建筑 a tall building. We can make a sentence from this phrase like there is a tall building on the opposite side. 纪念活动 commemoration. Every day on this specific date, national heroes are commemorated. 理想实现 achieving or accomplishing an ideal or a goal or a dream. After a lot of hard work, I was able to achieve the ideal or the dream. 受到欢迎 received welcome. The athletes were welcomed by the audience. Moving on to the second exercise, 用终于完成句子 Fill in the sentence using 终于 or finally. So we have to fill up these sentences using word finally. Let us read the sentences. 工人们紧张地劳动了一天，这架机器 and there is a fill in the blanks. 工人们 is workers, 紧张 intense, 劳动了 worked 一天 a day, a whole day. So the worker worked intensely for a whole day. 这架机器 this machine. So worker worked hard on a day or a whole day, and the machine, so we have to fill up with finally. The machine finally broke down. Let us read the second sentence. 经过一年的学习，我们 dash after a year's hard work or hard study, we finally graduated or we finally achieved good grades. 用了2个月的时间，我 we have to fill up a blank. 这本书 so this means using 2 months time, I finally read this book. 开始学习的时候，我虽然觉得比较难 When I started to study, although I thought it was difficult, 虽然 is although I thought it was difficult, and then there is a blank. So we could say when I started to study, although I felt it was difficult, and after a lot of hard work, finally I was able to understand the text. 我忘了他住在什么地方了，问了几个人 I forgot where he lived. Asked a few people. Then there is a blank we have to fill up. So I forgot where he lived and asked a few people. Finally, I was able to find his house, or finally I was able to reach his house. Moving on to the last sentence of this exercise. 我很早就希望看看长城. I have long wanted to see the Great Wall, and we have to fill in the sentence from here. So I long wanted to see the Great Wall. Finally, I was able to visit China and see Great Wall. Moving on to the third exercise. 用英文单词活用法完成下列句子. Complete the following sentences using interrogative pronouns. And the interrogative pronouns are also mentioned in the bracket after the sentence. Let us read the first sentence. 那个工业展览会非常好. That industrial exhibition was very good. We have to fill in the blank using interrogative pronouns, which we have seen in the fourth grammar point. And the interrogative pronouns in this sentence, we have to use she, who. So we can make this sentence like, that industrial exhibition was very good. Who has not visited this exhibition? Same as we did in the fourth grammar point by using interrogative pronouns. Moving on to the second sentence. 我们班的同学, and there is a blank. 这次排球比赛, and in the bracket we have interrogative pronoun she. So this sentence is, our classmates, fill in blanks, and this time volleyball competition. So this sentence can be made something like that. Our classmates who has not participated this time in the volleyball competition. Moving on to the third sentence. 这个商店很大. This shop is very big. There is a blank and interrogative pronoun 什么. So you can make a sentence like, this store is very big. What item is not available in this store? Moving on to the next sentence. 你 blank 都可以, 我在家里等你. And we have to fill in with an interrogative pronoun 什么. So this sentence is, you can do whatever you want. 你 dash 都可以, you can do whatever you want. 我在家里, I at home, 等你 wait for you. So you can do whatever you want. I'll wait for you at home. Moving on to the next sentence. 我的理想终于实现了. My heart's desire was finally realized or achieved. 用 dash 也说不出我是多么激动. So my heart's desire was finally realized. Yong using cannot speak how much excited I was. So my heart's desire was finally achieved, and I don't know using what words I can describe how excited I was. Moving on to the next sentence. Sun Li, Sun Wai, inside the village, outside the village, Tian Tian, every day, Tao, without exception, Yo Run, some people, Sao, to sweep. Inside the village and outside the village, every day, some people sweep, and fill in the blank with nar, where. So this sentence can be made something like, inside the village and outside the village, some people sweep every day. Where is the place which has not been swept? Moving on to the next sentence. 这些故事都很有意思. These stories, all of them are very interesting. And we have to make a question using the interrogative particle 哪个, which. So all of these stories are very interesting. which is the story which is not interesting. Moving on to the last sentence of exercise 3. 这件衣服太小了. This dress is very small. And we have to make the next part with interrogative particle zama. So we can make a sentence like, this dress is very small. How can I wear it, or how can I adjust into it? Moving on to the fourth exercise, 用不是什么什么嘛改写下列句子中带有航线的地方 using isn't it to rewrite the underlined parts of the following sentence. So we have to use the rhetoric question 不是什么什么嘛 is it not that, is it not Great Wall, or is it not his friend? So we have to use the structure 不是什么什么嘛. Let us read the first sentence. 你会中文请你翻译这篇文章吧. So this means you know Chinese. Please translate this article into Chinese. We have to rewrite the first part of this sentence using 不是什么什么嘛. So first part would become, don't you know Chinese? Please translate this article. So the first part would be changed using the structure don't you know Chinese. Moving on to the second question. 哪个大夫会治这种病? That doctor can cure this disease. 你请他看吧. That doctor can cure this disease. You consult him. We have to rewrite the first part using the structure, the rhetoric question, shama shama ma. Moving on to the next sentence. 你去过人民大会堂，你给我们介绍介绍吧. You have been to the great hall of the people. Please give us an introduction. So when we rewrite this using the structure 不是什么什么嘛, this would become, have you not visited the great hall of people? Please give us an introduction. Moving on to the next sentence. 你看那是历史博物馆. See, that is history museum. We have to rewrite the second part, that is history museum, using the rhetoric sentence pattern 不是什么什么嘛. This would become, see, is that not the history museum? Moving on to the next sentence. 你找哈利看他在哪儿打球呢? You are looking for Hali. Look there, he is playing with ball. When we rewrite this sentence using 不是什么什么嘛 pattern, it would become, you are looking for Hali. Look, is he not Hali? 他不是哈利吗? Moving on to the last sentence of this exercise. 飞机落下来了。第一个走下飞机的是张老师. The plane came down. The first person to get off the plane was teacher Zhang. We have to use the rhetoric pattern in the second part. The plane landed. Isn't the first person that go get off the plane is teacher Zhang? Moving on to the fifth exercise question. 把下列句子改成用多么什么什么. Change the following sentences into sentences with how and are pattern. Let us read the first sentence. 他说汉语说得非常流利. When we change this sentence with pattern how shama shama a, it becomes 他说汉语说的多么流利呀 He speak Chinese so much fluently. Let us read the second sentence. 昨天在长城玩得非常好 Yesterday we enjoyed a lot at the Great Wall. We'll change this using the pattern 多么什么什么啊 Moving on to the third sentence. 上星期看的电影真有意思 The movie I watched last week was really interesting. Fourth sentence. 我很想在北京多住些天 I would love to live a few more days in Beijing. Moving on to the fifth sentence. 她穿的这件衣服非常好看 The dress she is wearing is very beautiful. Moving on to the last sentence of this exercise. 这几天天气好极了，不冷也不热 These few days weather has been extremely good, not cold, also not hot. Moving on to the next question. 让有气助词的完成句子 Complete the sentence with particle the. We have seen that when we use particle the at the end of a declarative sentence, it denotes a positive tone in the sentence. Let us read the following examples. 大夫对他说：“你不要急你的病。” The doctor said to him, "Don't be in a hurry. Your illness," and we have to fill in the blank using the at the end. So the sentence could be, the doctor said to him, "Don't be in a hurry. Your illness will get well, or you will get better." And we'll use the at the end to denote that there is a positive tone or optimism in this statement by the doctor. Moving on to the next sentence. 学习一种外语虽然不是一件容易的事，但只要认真努力 Learning a foreign language, although it is not an easy task, but with conscious or serious hard work, you can learn the language. And we have to use the at the end to denote a positive tone. Reading the third sentence. 这个故事不太难 This story is not very difficult. 你 and we have to fill in the blank. The story is not very difficult. You can read and understand and use the at the end. Moving on to the fourth sentence. 大家帮助你这些困难 Everybody help you. These problems will be resolved. Moving on to the last sentence. 我们坚持祖国的理想 Our ideal of building the motherland, and we have to fill in the blank. So we can say our ideal of building the motherland can be achieved or can be realized. So we have used the word, we have learned the word 实现 in this lesson. So our ideal of building the motherland would be realized, and we will use the at the end to denote a positive tone, affirmative tone in the sentence. Let us read the seventh exercise. 阅读下面的短文并复述，写日记有下边三个好处。Read and retell the following paragraph. Writing a diary had the following three benefits. Let us read these three parts. 能帮助自己进步 Nang can 帮助 to help, zhège self, qingpu is progress or improvement. So the first benefit of writing a diary is helping in self-improvement. Let us read. 每天把工作和学习方面的好经验写下来 Everyday works, good experience write down good experience of every day from work. 可以让自己更加努力学习，把工作做好。This will let you to work, to study more hard, even hard, and work better. 如果有的地方做的不对，也可以检查一下，立刻改过来。如果 if there are some places 做的不对 which are done incorrect, if there is incorrection at some place, 也可以 can 检查 is to check 一下 a bit, 立刻 at once 改过来。 You can improve it immediately if you write diary every day, write your good experiences. So if there is a problem somewhere, you can correct it immediately. 这样自己就进步得更快。 In this way, your progress would be even faster. Let us read the second point, the second benefit of writing a diary. 一天工作很多，工作很忙，要是有什么事情想不起来怎么办呢？ So 一天工作很多 work is too much in a day. 工作很忙 and it is very intense. There is a lot of work and it is intense. 有什么事情想不起来怎么办呢？ Can't remember things, what to do? 那么就可以查一查日记 Then you can check your diary. This is the second benefit. The first benefit is you can improve on yourself. The second benefit, you can look if the work is too much, you are too busy and you forget things, you can check your diary. Moving on to the third benefit, 写日记还有一个好处，就是可以练习写文章。 So writing diary has still another benefit, that you can practice writing, you can practice writing articles. So like a diary, it improves your writing skills. 有人说写日记跟写文章一样。 People say, some people say that writing a diary is same as writing an article. 这话很对 which is true. 话 is word or speech, 对 is true. So this word or this saying is true. 日记写得多了，写文章的能力也就提高了。 So the more you write diary, so more is the increase in your skill of writing articles. This was the third benefit, and this was the end of exercise of lesson 45, Elementary Chinese Reader 3.